over here. We can watch this one. Okay, this is fine. Zeku. Okay, so I'm gonna upload this to YouTube later, so I'm gonna do my intro. All right, you ready? What's going on, folks? What's going on, folks? I'm AutoMattock. So we're gonna do this big bird analysis of his Zeku play at the Red Bull Tower of Pride. So we got the Gachikun, Rashid versus Zeku. Let's go ahead and go to the place that we need to be. I sound all different now because I went from streaming, my streaming like personality. Oh man, hard kick Koku. I gotta let it rock. Every time I see hard kick Koku, my heart stops. It's so dangerous. The stats are ridiculous. I gotta turn it down a little bit. Another one. So some people say the standing short. Some people don't like the standing short from Zeku, right? Because it's 5 frames and it's a light attack, but it has 4 active frames and it has a good range. So it's good in footsies. You can see how this is kind of stopping Gachikun's momentum. Gachikun. I'm not sure which one's better. I'll just call him Gachi. So that standing light kick just fitting it in. He was actually buffering that standing light kick into the light kick Koku. Standing light kick into light kick Koku will not combo unless it counter hits. So it's kind of dangerous because light kick Koku is -6. But, you know, it's not a bad thing to throw out there. It is possible that the Rashid player could do something like crouching hard punch and then you counter hit that into light kick Koku. But in my opinion, the risk reward it's very hard to justify it. I mean, it's not a bad thing to do because that standing light kick is a good tool in the mid-range. But to potentially get punished for it, I don't think it's worth the damage that you get off the light kick Koku, and the knockdown from light kick Koku is not that great as well. And I talked about this in one of my YouTube videos about the 5 common mistakes for Zeku. No buttons there. Maybe he thinks that that Gachi will respect the EXDP that the old Zeku has. That was a clear hard kick. Bond wasn't there. I think in this situation you can use your V reversal. This situation here where he does the tornado. Coming up. Hard kick Bond, no good. -6. Right here, you could V reversal and get the knockdown advantage. You would also avoid the corner position. But the problem with using the V reversal at this point is because he has his V trigger already available. So now it's like really deciding. This is like a big decision. You can't hesitate when it happens. Are you going to V reversal or not? And sometimes maybe you're not even thinking about it or knowing about it. And it's also possible that the V reversal could whiff. His V reversal doesn't have that great of a range. But this is a crucial moment. But I think his other goal here is to actually use that V trigger, which he does here later, to freeze time and actually punish this. Now you don't have to use the V trigger to do that. Oh, that would have been a perfect part. It's just the first round. I know I'm thinking really deeply into this, but this is just the first round. If he was doing my option select here, if he did the OS EX Techie, this would have been all the world of difference. He would have gotten more damage. He would have got a great knockdown. Man. But this knockdown isn't bad at all with young Zeku. That crush kind of standing hard punch into young Zeku, it's pretty good. How much advantage Zeku gets after a V reversal? A lot. I think you can dash up crouching hard punch. We'll take a look. I'll take a brief look at it. This is something I forget all the time, and I should know it much better. So, I'll tell you what. I'll switch characters, and while I do that, I will play the rest of this video while I do that. V reversal into Oki is whack. I think it's another reason why he's a good character. And maybe they'll bring it back for Season 3. It might be another mistake. They might have accidentally did. But I was watching Vesper Arcade's podcast with Bushin Style today. It's a good listen. It's good. Well, if you're trying to respectfully advertise it for some reason. But it is. It's a worthwhile podcast. But they talk about how young Zeku in the corner is it's a bit troublesome for him. But I disagree. He has just the exact same tools as far as reversals. He's got an invincible reversal, and he has a V reversal that has knockdown advantage. So I think that's very, very undervalued. What's going on, Dr. Swagenheimer? I see you. So this is another bit of optimization. I know I'm kind of in between roles here, but when this crouching jab counter hits, he could have got standing medium punch and medium kick techie or EX techie, but instead he did standing short. Standing short here. Yeah, and standing short doesn't combo without counter hit, so that's no good. He would have needed to do from his mentality, he would have needed to do standing jab into light kick bond. But maybe he wasn't expecting the crouching jab to even hit his opponent, much less counter hit. But that's a good habit to have in the back of your mind. Crouching jab, standing medium punch. So let's look at this V reversal really briefly. I'm gonna set Laura to do a wake up 3 frame. I think I have crouching roundhouse here. Yep, so I can V reversal this and then test it both ways. So she's doing her wake up 3 frame. I think crouching medium kick. Oh wow, I have so much advantage. I have to use a heavy button. This is normal recovery. I have to use a 9 frame. I have to use a 9 frame move to actually hit meaty. That's how much advantage I have. That means I can probably do this. I can probably get away with doing that sometimes. So then with young Zeku, I think crouching hard punch works just the same. So not only do you have a knockdown advantage, you have a lot of knockdown advantage. I think this hits on the second active frame. No, it's just the first one. That's a lot. So dash up and do a heavy attack. So I would be a big proponent in saying that he has a good defense in the corner. Jab, medium punch. Rashid thinks, and that's one of the reasons why. That was his last meter too. So he's not in a good shape to win this round. Crouching hard punch. He's got the super. He could have killed him with super. It's a little bit greedy. So I mean, it paid off. It paid off. But he could have killed him here with super, I think. Maybe medium punch into super, that kind of thing. Or, what is it? Medium punch, light punch, mixer, then super? He could have done that. But he's far enough ahead. Big Bird doesn't have a lot of resources to make a big comeback with. He would have to hit him at least 3 times. Maybe three mix-ups. So it's not a bad idea here to go for the kill. Zeku has insane defense. I wouldn't say insane, but it's above average. Above average. I don't think anybody has insane defense in this game. Oh! Oh, crouching hard punch. So with this crouching hard punch, there's a couple things you can do here. You can confirm into hard kick techie. I'll go ahead and show you the optimized thing you can do here. What he meant to do was the sort of ambiguous follow-up. It looked like he hit the standing hard punch a bit late. So you do the standing hard punch, and you choose between the Bushin flips, and you can land on each side. It also is determined by where you hit your crouching hard punch. If you do it far away, sometimes your standing hard punch doesn't even hit them. If you do it far away, you have to use the hard punch Bushin flip to actually follow up with it. And you can also do something like medium punch, and then this, and then you land behind them, but don't cross them up. So that's kind of goofy, right? But you won't always be in range to do that. It depends on where you hit that crouching hard punch. So that's a good thing to do by itself. But what you can also do with that crouching hard punch is confirm the crouch counter state and then go into roundhouse techie and then the V skill. Now this V skill will have more knockdown advantage. It'll have more advantage than you normally would have because you hit them higher up in the air. So you can actually do dash up crouching medium punch and that'll hit on the same frame. But it's even safer to do crouching jab because it's 1 frame faster. So let me show you just what that looks like so I can move on. You gotta do this V skill really early. And this has to be on the first frame, so that happens on at the exact same time. So that counter crouching standing, that counter hit standing medium punch against Laura. I think you have to do slide. You can do crouching hard punch super, that kind of thing, but you do have advantage. Normally you don't have advantage on that knockdown. All right, back to the match. Back to the match. Hard kick Goku. I would never do that against Rashid. Never. I can't believe Saku and Big Bird just kind of like, why not? Let's look at a slow-mo, right? That's it right there. Look at the slow-mo. I'm going to do it frame by frame. Actually, no, I won't go into it. What I'll instead do is show you how the startup looks like on the hard kick Goku. I've shown this example before, but let me just give you an idea. Hard kick Goku. 55 total active frames. 55. 55 total active frames. And 25 startup. 25 startup. Now we're going to go to the extreme. We're going to go to the extreme just to show you the disparity between the two things. We're going to go to Guile. Actually, Ed is a little bit faster on recovery. We're going to go to Guile and look at his Sonic Boom. So if we're looking at these like they're 2 projectiles, we'll look at the hard punch Sonic Boom. We're looking at 10 startup and 38 total frames. So we're comparing 55 total frames to 38, which is like the best possible. That's what, 17 more total active frames, and it's 15 frames slower than the Sonic Boom. So it's like nowhere near the quality of a Sonic Boom in terms of projectile. You can react to the start above it and get jumped on. Rashid players are pensive. Is that the word? They're likely to jump forward at you anyways, not on reaction to anything. And his jumping hard punches is really good. So it's so crazy to do this. To me, I don't know. I would at least try to space the medium kick one. It's a little bit faster, but I don't know. I like it, Koku. I don't know how that hit. So let me show you what I'm pretty sure he's doing here. He's doing light kick Koku and then buffering it. He's doing light kick, buffered into light kick Koku to kind of hit on counter hit if it does. But he's missing it, and then he's buffering the light kick Koku anyways. So I think he's timing it wrong, and it just happened to hit. That's what I think. I could be wrong. He's got to work on those hard kick anti-airs, that's for sure. It's hard to do that and multitask the mid-range, but it's absolutely an essential quality to have when you're playing as Zeku. And to know the ranges, oh, look at that. To know the ranges where that hard kick Koku is appropriate. Because sometimes if you anti-air somebody, you attempt to, they go behind you. If you do this too late, too slow, at the wrong angle, it'll miss and you'll get crush counted. So you had to see it. Perfect V reversal. I don't know if he was expecting the forward medium punch or anything, but this is a perfect V reversal. He's at a good point in his health bar where he can make use and get another V trigger. This is gonna get him out of the corner. He's gonna have knockdown advantage. So we need to look at what he does after the V reversal and see if he really knows. Because the standing hard punch on the normal recovery, that was the right choice to make. Let's see what he does here. Dash up, crouching hard punch. That should work too. I think that should work too against the normal recovery. So that would have been a really big game changer had this crush countered. If it crush countered, he would have gained half of that bar back. He would have put him in a 50-50. Big damage. Is that light kick again? Again, that hard punch, crouching hard punch is +2 on block. Just kind of have to block here. Yeah, you should have blocked. I don't think that actually diffuses the tornado at all. Nice DP. Nice DP. Was that a cross-cut DP? Cross-cut? Oh! Techie, you can actually... If he was mashing on a crouching normal, such as crouching medium kick, he would have avoided the Techie. So some of that is matchup unfamiliarity, but there's a risk involved with it anyways. No kill? Crouching jab! Counter hit, crouching jab. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. First match. Big boy. Big boy. Neutral jump. Standing short like a Koku. I would suggest using that a bit less, more sparingly. Maybe substitute that mid-range for crouching medium punch. Or just only standing light kick. Only standing light kick. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh. What a sequence. Oh no. That's where it all started. Crouching hard punch. Dash in, crouching hard punch. We gotta slow-mo this. Hard kick Koku like a crazy person. EX Koku again like a crazy person. Dash up, crouching hard punch, crush counter. He neutral jump there too. Why would you neutral jump? Just forward jump. Gachi needs to work on his crazy person. His crazy person mode. Neutral jump? Why? So here he did the medium punch Bushin flip into the cross up. That hits as a cross up. Nah! Majika! Yep. Do I remember my Alex guide? Yeah, I did some good work. It's not complete. I did some work. That cross up. Hard kick Koku again. Oh my gosh. But I mean if he's not challenging it, then you know, whose fault is that? Light kick. I don't think we've seen a lot of young Zeku here. Oh look at he doesn't know the back recovery. How are you a really like well-known and established player? I guess Gachi's a little bit young. Actually, so maybe he doesn't have the experience or the foresight to put this kind of thing together. So he does a back recovery and then a normal recovery. He does a back recovery. He doesn't get the advantage off of it. I think he could have done a light punch here, and that would have punished the whatever he did here. Maybe a light attack, a 3-frame. But in any case, it kind of ruins the flow of Gachikun. What does he do next? Let me guess. Crouching hard punch. Oh, standing medium punch. Confirms. Now we have the corner. Now Big Bird does a normal recovery, and then he wakes up with the target combo. Now this is a bit safer to do, and it'll work without counter hit. But what I would have done, what I've been doing, not saying one is better than the other, but there's two things to consider here. If you're intentionally doing a normal recovery to counter hit them, trying to meter your back recovery, then it's more likely for your normal recovery to counter hit them. So if you do a counter hit crouching jab, you can link in the standing medium punch, which can go into your target combo, and then you can do just the same idea here, but you also get more damage. You get the corner position. You can switch positions with the V skill. So you're switching positions with this. I'm assuming that's what he does here. But if you get this counter hit crouching jab, because you're doing a normal recovery to assumingly counter hit them, then you can also switch positions and then put them in the corner and gain the V trigger meter as well. So it's a slight optimization there. Because in my opinion, if you're doing the normal recovery, you're trying to counter hit them. So that kind of thing. Am I ever going to finish it? Probably not. I got to spend my time on things that help me stay above, help keep me afloat. Right now it's Zeku. Even. Rip Alex. Another thing is things are going to change pretty soon in Season 3. So writing guides right now, it's kind of, it's not a lost cause. For Zeku, I think it's a good idea, but yeah. You see that? He does a back recovery. Gachikun does a jumping hard punch, and it whiffs. That took away so much momentum. But the truth is, Gachi could have landed and he could have hit standing light kick, and it probably still would have meaty this. I kind of want to test that, but it's going to take too much time. He probably could have done a neutral jump, hard punch, and then standing light kick, and that might have still meatied this back recovery. But instead, he's like, oh, whoa, where's my blocker or hit stun? I don't know where it's at. So it kind of messed up his flow because of his back recovery. There's a target combo into the crush counter. That's a setup there. He could have. Oh no. He could have. Where'd it go? Oh, this is the hard punch. Jumping hard punch. Activation. Crouching hard punch. This is a 3-frame trap for it, and it will crush counter if they do a 3-frame. But what he could have done was confirm over the second hit and gone into the slide. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Even the slide wouldn't have killed him. EX slide does more damage, but it still wouldn't have been enough. Yeah, the real solution here was to only do one crouching hard punch. That would have killed him. That would have been more optimal. More optimal. That's +1. We talked about this earlier. This is plus... No, this is even. This is even. Right? Or is it +1? Let's find out with Laura. Let's find out with Laura. I forgot already. I know it worked against Dawson, but I don't remember. So, crouching opponent. Standing roundhouse. On guard. That's even. Yeah, it's even. So whatever happened here probably shouldn't have happened. Ooh, but he confirmed after the counter hit standing light kick. Or maybe he was just doing that anyways. That's also possible. So because of the back recovery, because of the target combo crush counter, he could have won off of... I think he could have won if he just did one crouching hard punch. He could have done crouching hard punch activate. This is what he could have done here. No, he already activated, so he would have to do Idante. That makes me curious now. Hold on. One sec. I'm really curious about crush counter, crouching hard punch, and Idante. What happens if you do that? I need to know this. This is for me. So if I have Idante, I do crouching hard punch. Okay, so yeah, you can do both. I'm not sure which one's better. 339. 339. And then we're looking at something like this. 320. So meterless, the V trigger mechanic is better. But if I use meter, I can probably squeeze out some more damage. But in that case, I don't know if the meter would be worth it there. I need to do this. Oh, can I get crouching medium punch? So that would be the most damage I can get from that particular situation. Now the reason why you want to cancel this crouching hard punch into Aidante is because it's -5 on the first hit, and I'm sure it's even more negative if you do the target combo here. But this is what he could have done to close out the round. Something like that. Something like that. Crouching hard punch. That's really wild to do that. But then again, from the space that he did it, maybe not so much. So right here, he does crouching hard punch at a range where it would whiff. Right here. So right now, crouching hard punch is not going to contact. It's not going to contact Rashid unless he moves forward or he gets crush countered. He moves his Hitbox closer to him. So if he buffers into something, it's not going to happen unless it hits Rashid. But he set up the condition where crouching hard punch is only going to hit if he does something like dash at him. And that's what happens. And this goes into the medium kick techie. Yeah, that's perfect. Medium kick techie. If he was expecting a crush counter, he could have done hard kick techie, but this is the right thing to do. It's really good. Really good. Can you do standing hard punch instead of the mediums reduce scaling? Oh, you mean... Oh, yeah. We'll test that real quick. So Windolfer, I think what he's getting at is instead of doing this into this, do this into this. And you can actually do that. So we'll do a quick damage comparison. We're going to do maximum meters, right? So I need to do EX Bushinsho here. Come on! Okay, so we're looking at 390 and 665, and then we'll compare this to Hard Punch and then EX Bushinsho. Okay, I got it. 391 and 660. So we gain 1 more point of damage. And we lose 5 more points of stun. So that's pretty much the same thing. If you're really trying to be like, it's 1 more point of damage. So if you're gonna kill them with it, I guess you should go for the hard punch. But very slight adjustment. EX horizontal air grab does more than horizontal to EX air grab. EX horizontal to air grab does more than EX. Oh, then horizontal. So you're saying spend the EX horizontal. But I guess if we're comparing it. That's probably going to be the same result as in terms of it's not going to be that much more damage, even if it is more. It's right now we're at 1 more point of damage, so I don't think it's going to really get that much more in gaining optimization. The cross up, backdash. Yep, this is a very classic setup. This is like that hashtag week 1 ZZZ put me to sleep Zeku tech, and he gets hit by it. So far we've seen Gachikun fail to the back roll, back recovery on the young Zeku, and he's getting hit by the weak 1 tech, the crush counter, crouching rounds, which is good tech. It's something you should get hit by, but that was like the first option. Oh boy, was that wake up jab? Yeah, he was waiting for. Oh man, that's unfortunate. So this is another case why I think Zeku is really good. He has a reversal. So that makes your opponent sometimes block on your wake up in anticipation of it. So he does a wake up crouching jab because that's what he thought his opponent would do. Wait for his reversal. And then his opponent waited for it and then tried to attack. That's why this crouching jab counter that's why that crouching jab counter hit him. He might have even tried to throw. But you know, you gotta be committed. You gotta be you know, you signed up for this. You gotta hit that crouching jab sometimes when you get up off the ground. Doesn't matter who you are and how good you are at this game. You gotta do mashing. You gotta wake up and do reversals. So yep, that activation, it was necessary. it was okay. It might not have been necessary damage-wise, but when you're in this moment and you're not sure about the measurement, if you do medium kick Koku right here, if you're not sure if it's gonna kill them, and if EX Koku would kill him, if you're not sure about either of those things, for sure the V trigger, the V trigger combo is going to kill them. So this is the right choice, 100%. And even in the event that he did crouching jab, his opponent blocks it, and his medium punch activate. That's the other important thing to observe here. We're not sure if Big Bird really saw the counter hit state and then he was actually comboing him. But by the time you do the V trigger activation, then you know for sure that you did the counter hit, the medium punch hit, you have a combo that's going to kill him afterwards. That's the right choice there. That's really cool. I never thought of that. This is invincible to projectiles. So at what he could do here is just EXDP through it and then punish him for it. But this is good too because it switched sides and it puts his opponent in the corner rather than it switches the positions. So this is a good choice even though it doesn't punish. Yeah, this counter hit him, so it didn't punish. Maybe if they don't roll, it actually punishes them. That's also a possibility. And then if they roll, it just gives you advantage. But this is like really far down the line. If Rashid knows about this, he could roll and then EX spinning, potentially he can roll and then EX spinning mixer and punish it. Possibly. What does M Shoryuken mean? The medium punch Shoryuken. If you're doing the trials. Medium punch. M Shoryuken. M. Oh, again, that's the back recovery. V skill, and then he jumps, and then back recovery from Young Zeku. His jump attack whiffs. I want to teach you guys something about 4-frame. 4-frame safe jumps on the normal recovery that I'm sure a lot of people don't know about. That would have been so hard to anti-air even if he saw it. It's a good thing he didn't see it and blocked it. This angle right here. Right here. This is bad news. Well, of course the crouching hard punch. Does he confirm off of it? No. Why would you confirm? Maybe he was out of range for the slide. So right here, this jump angle, he's already doing a crouching. He's already doing a standing medium punch. He's already doing a standing medium punch. There's no chance he can anti-air it. There's no chance. It's going to. He needs to block it. Crouching jab is going to get either out prioritized. The angle is going to be bad, and it's not going to give you that much advantage, anyways. Horizontal would be way too slow. It might even just go under him, and you get a full combo on the other side. There's no chance you can actually anti-air this. So, yep, that is frame advantage to Rashid, big time. Oh no! The old classic: do a light attack, do a heavy attack. But this is also a tick throw setup. Since Rashid's standing roundhouse has airborne frames, if he attempted to throw, it would bypass it because he's airborne. Not bad. You do the stance change and input the EX techie right after you do the... was that the OS? What are the inputs for the old Zeku CC OS? I have a YouTube video about it you can check out, but I can go over it later if you want. It's called Vicious Option Select. Something like that. Vicious Option Select. I'll show you the pro way to do it in a moment after this match. And then we'll go over his other match with the Urian. Maybe I'll play a casual match in between. There we go. Activation super. Now, in this scenario, this wasn't the best thing to do. It would have been even better to just do the super and then save your V-trigger activation. But if this guarantees, like, it puts you in a position where, especially because now you have the risk factor of the tornado coming towards you. So using that activation may have been actually better. Because you have to walk forward a little bit to do the super, right? So you could have walked forward into the tornado. So this is, I mean, I'm totally fine with this. There's not much to critique here. Other than, you know, it would have been better if he didn't use the activation. But it's better to counter this than not. Oh, the slide doesn't work like that. So right here, this is another case of not having an optimized character. So there's one thing you can do here is a light hit Koku that'll hit meaty. It's okay. It's not gonna kill or give you any Okizemi, but there's the possibility that Gachi knows about this and he's just gonna block on wake up, or maybe he's just gonna block on wake up because, you know, sometimes it's a good thing to do. He could have also jumped at him on wake up, which is also not always a bad thing to do. But Big Bird takes this opportunity to switch and then have the slide to force his way in. And he does it immediately. He doesn't really look at what his opponent is doing at this point. He's just going right into the slide as fast as possible. And it misses, and he doesn't really get a good punish here. Now, it's not really a good position to be in on defense as the young Zeku. But this standing light kick, it is a good zoning tool by itself. And then when you have V-trigger activated, you can convert into some good damage. So, this is what he's doing. This is what I think he might be doing here. You see what I'm doing? I'm doing standing light kick into V-trigger, but nothing's happening. Nothing's going to happen unless I actually hit them with it. And then if they block it, I'm still good. It's going to be -2 at worst, that kind of thing. Rashid did backdash. So what Windolfer is pointing out is that post super, the Rashid player does do a backdash. I got to change the scenes. Play. So there's a couple things we can talk about here. The Rashid does a backdash. So if he did light kick Koku, it would have hit the backdash. He would have got some damage off of that. But what Big Bird may have also been trying to do, this happened to me earlier. I talked about this in the Twitter highlight vids, where I saw a backdash, but I was already in the process of changing stances. So I'm at the mercy of the recovery of my stance change to actually start doing the roundhouse, the slide. That might have been what happened here, maybe. He might have saw the backdash and then started the slide so that he can at least contact it or punish it, maybe. And then he could actually do the Idante here because he still has his V-trigger bar. Not bad. Perfect time for hard kick Goku. Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, light kick. I'm gonna play a match. This will be my break. Play a match online, and then while I'm doing that, I'm gonna find the other match. I think it was Dogura. There it is.